Paper leaks, rising food prices, coalition pressures, youth anxiety. Have we seen this movie before? 14 years ago, another powerful government looked unbeatable until it wasn't. Different governments, different challenges, but the public mood feels strangely familiar. For millions of young Indians, every rupee matters. Every government eventually reaches a turning point. History does not repeat, but it often rhymes. In 2012, a powerful central government led by one of India's most respected economists slowly began losing public confidence. The reasons were a combination of persistently high inflation, series of major corruption allegations, slowing economic momentum, and a wave of youth-led protest demanding greater accountability. Fast forward to today, the political landscape is very different, but some of the public concerns sound surprisingly familiar. Headlines about recruitment irregularities and examination paper leaks dominate the news. Food prices continue to strain household budgets. And for the first time in a decade, the central government must navigate the complexities of coalition politics. This raises an important question. Is the current NDA government beginning to face some of the same political challenges that eventually weakened UPA-2? The answer is neither simple yes nor a simple no. A closer look at the evidence reveals important similarities but also equally significant differences. One of the strongest parallels lies in how citizens begin to lose faith in public institutions. During UPA-2, public anger was largely driven by allegations of large-scale allocation scandals such as the 2G spectrum and coal block controversies. These cases created a widespread perception that public resources were being distributed unfairly for private gain. The situation today is different in nature, but similar in its emotional impact. Instead of large corporate allocation scandals dominating public debate, public attention has increasingly shifted towards concerns over examination paper leaks, recruitment irregularities, and failures in institutions responsible for conducting competitive examinations in several states. The NEET UJ controversy became symbolic of the wider concern. For millions of students, years of preparation represent not just an examination but the hope of social mobility. When allegations of cheating or paper leaks emerge, they weaken confidence in the fairness of the system itself. While these issues are not directly comparable to the financial magnitude of past corruption scandals, both create the same political outcome: a decline in public trust. The economic picture also shows both continuity and contrast. Compared with 2013, India's macroeconomic indicators today are considerably stronger. Economic growth has remained relatively robust. Digital payments have transformed the economy. Tax collections have improved, and public finances are generally viewed as more stable than they were during the final years of UPA-2. Yet, macroeconomic strength does not always translate into household comfort. For many families, especially those with fixed incomes, the cost of everyday essentials remains the most immediate economic concern. Periods of elevated food inflation, particularly in vegetables, pulses, and edible oils, have significantly affected household budgets. Rural households often experience these pressures more intensely because food constitutes a larger share of their monthly expenditure. The government's ethanol blending program illustrates the complexity of modern policy making. Increasing ethanol blending aims to reduce India's dependency on imported crude oil, improve energy security, and create additional income opportunities for farmers. At the same time, some economists have cautioned that diverting agricultural produce toward ethanol production could place upward pressure on certain food prices if production, procurement, and supply chains are not managed carefully. The challenge, therefore, is not the policy objective itself, but maintaining a careful balance between energy security, farmer welfare, and food affordability. Political management presents another interesting comparison. During UPA-2, coalition politics often made decision-making slower and more difficult. The present NDA government continues to enjoy a stronger central leadership, but after 2024 general election, it too depends on coalition partners for parliamentary stability. While this does not amount to the policy paralysis witnessed during parts of UPA-2, coalition compulsions inevitably require greater negotiation and compromise in legislative decision making. History shows that strong governments and coalition governments operate under very different political constraints. How effectively those compromises are managed often determines whether public confidence is maintained or gradually erodes. Economic pressures and institutional concerns have also produced a familiar political response: public protest. During UPA-2, widespread frustration culminated in the India Against Corruption movement led by Anna Hazare. That movement relied on mass gatherings, television debates, and traditional media coverage before eventually giving rise to the Aam Aadmi Party. Today's protest landscape looks fundamentally different. Social media platforms have dramatically lowered the barriers to political mobilization. Viral campaigns, memes, online influencers, and decentralized digital communities can amplify public dissatisfaction within hours rather than months. Whether the issue concerns examination reforms, unemployment, or governance failures, political narratives now spread through algorithms before they reach television studios. The medium has changed, underlying message has not. When citizens believe institutions are failing, then they search for new ways to express dissent. Despite these similarities, it would be inaccurate to describe NDA-3 as a repeat of UPA-2. The two governments operate under very different economic, political, and technological conditions. India today enjoys stronger macroeconomic fundamentals, a far more extensive digital governance framework, improved tax administration, and greater state capacity in several areas. Equally, the nature of public dissatisfaction has changed. Rather than being dominated by allegations of large-scale corporate corruption, concerns increasingly revolve around employment opportunities, institutional credibility, examination integrity, and the rising cost of living. Understanding these differences is just as important as recognizing the similarities. History rarely repeats itself exactly. More often, it evolves. History also offers an important lesson. Governments rarely lose public support because of one controversy alone. Political fatigue usually develops when multiple concerns, economic pressures, institutional failures, and declining public trust begin reinforcing one another over time. This was one of the defining challenges faced by UPA-2. Whether NDA-3 faces a similar trajectory will depend less on economic growth alone and more on its ability to strengthen institutional credibility, ensure transparent recruitment systems, create quality employment opportunities, and protect the aspirations of India's young population. Governments rarely fall because one scandal occurs. They weaken when millions of ordinary citizens quietly begin to believe that the system no longer works fairly for them. UPA-2 learned that lesson on the streets. Whether NDA-3 faces a similar test in the age of social media will depend on how effectively it responds to the concerns of India's youth in the coming years. Before I end this video, let me leave you with a personal reflection. Dr. Manmohan Singh remains, in my opinion, one of the finest public servants India has ever produced. Very few leaders have served the nation as governors of RBI, Reserve Bank of India, Finance Minister, and eventually Prime Minister. His contribution to India's economic transformation continued to shape the country even today. There was a time when he said history would be kinder to him than contemporary politics, and perhaps only time can truly judge that statement. On the other hand, Narendra Modi has rewritten India's political history in a different way. Becoming one of the country's longest serving Prime Minister reflects extraordinary political skill, electoral success, and unmatched ability to connect with voters. Throughout his tenure, he has also demonstrated a remarkable ability to present a strong public image and remain at the center of India's political narrative. History remembers leaders for different reasons. Some are remembered for transforming institutions and economy. Others are remembered for reshaping politics and public imagination. Ultimately, it is not for us to decide who history will judge more favorably today. That verdict belongs to future generations. Our responsibility is simply to study the facts, learn from the past, and ask whether today's challenges are being addressed in a way that strengthens India's democracy for tomorrow. Because governments may change, leaders may change, but the future of India depends on whether its institutions continue to earn the trust of its people. I am Akshay Palankar. I will see you in next video. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind.